up guys, NASTYNATE here with another video we're doing today, chest and delts. And before we get started, I just want to give you like a rundown of like where I'm at for my bodybuilding wise. But pretty much we started the off season maybe like a month or two ago. I will say now we're really sort of hitting the groove as far as like the weight's getting pretty heavy now. You know, the compounds are in there, so we're getting stronger. Food's getting pretty high, digestion's slowing down, so I'm getting a little bit bogged, like, you know, like a little bit slower moving, a little sluggish, like going through the day, that kind of stuff. Right now, like body weight's climbing up to the 290 now, so, you know, that's when it starts getting tough. Yeah, we're just sort of hitting a groove now. I was just traveling a lot with like shows and that kind of stuff, but now it's starting to die down. Pretty much we're looking at maybe a show or two in July. Gives us enough time to make some improvements. The thing with too is like open bodybuilding, there's not a whole lot of contests on the schedule, so it makes it tricky, you know, like after the Olympia, usually there's not really much going on. And then obviously for me personally, I pick shows strategically. So I mean, I like doing shows. I've never shied away from competition. I did the Boston Pro for my pro debut where I was against Samson, Bonak, you know, those guys. And then I've also done smaller shows like Vancouver. So I like a little bit of a mixture, but I honestly, now I'm getting to the point where I'm sort of trying to chase that Olympia qualification and a pro win. So for me, it's gonna be obviously easier for me to do something like that at maybe like a Vancouver, Chicago, Orlando, something like that, opposed to maybe a Texas or a Tampa where you usually got some of these top 10 guys that have to requalify, jumping into those kind of shows. So that's where we're at now. Everything's healthy though, I feel great. I feel good enough. But you know, the off season definitely gets tricky. It's you know, you don't have the same energy. You're tired a lot. It gets a little tricky for sure. But yeah, just follow along. And today we're doing chest and delts. Got my HD with me. So today for pre-workout, I did actually the HD Black mixed with the HD Elite, which is like their non-stim pump / nootropics formula. That's a great combo. And so hopefully today should have a nice juicy pec day for you. So we're starting off with incline dumbbell fly. We had to improvise. I was gonna do a normal fly, but the machine's broken here. But so I'm gonna stay, you'll see I'll stay pretty light on these because it's my opening movement. So it would be really dumb of me to go really heavy on incline dumbbell flies, which is like, to me, it can be a high risk movement. For me, what I'm trying to do in this opening movement is open up the chest and more so like that stretch, not necessarily the contraction, but more the stretch on here. Then it's gonna open me up real nice and get a lot of blood flow in there for when I go to the next movement.
What are your thoughts on the Olympia?
It was really close, honestly. It was hard to say. I mean, I love Derek, but honestly, I thought Hadi was just a little bit more freakier to me. And I thought he stood out more as like a Mr. Olympia, just because of like the wow factor. Whereas I think Derek really won on the back double. The rear lat I thought was closer than some people thought, just because Hadi's back and that rear double is so thick and dense. Yeah, he doesn't have the crazy glutes, but I just think the density in the rear lat was pretty powerful. But it would have been nice to see these guys, like it's not their fault really, like just a little drier, because like anyone that really bodybuilds and has done it and has been a bigger bodybuilder knows that, I would say personally for me, after 3 or 4 meals, you start holding a little bit of fluid, you know, even if you're using diuretics. So, you know, obviously there's other people that have been discussing this, but yes, if you go on at 10:30 at night, you'll probably be holding some water and you probably won't look your best. In my opinion, for open bodybuilders, you know, guys that are 250 on stage plus, I would say like the best look is gonna be around, obviously everyone's a little bit different, but 3-4 meals in and then get on stage, you know? So where some of these guys probably had 7, maybe even 8 meals, you know, depending on the person, like, cause some of these guys you have to feed a lot just to keep full. So, you know, then it becomes a little bit trickier. I think this whole year changed a little bit as far as conditioning goes. A lot of guys have been shredded from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. You know, with like the Arnold starting out the year with Nick and Andrew, they were both peeled. Samson, obviously, his Nockies, he always got to be a little tighter, but I think it's just a genetic thing and a time thing. But since the Arnold and that show, like I've seen a lot of, I would say the conditioning has gotten much better this year compared to the previous year. So really happy to see how that keeps going. And next year, obviously, Hadi versus Derek, I mean, round 3. So get your popcorn, right? Now, second movement in, going to hammer incline. Tried and true, you know, you really can't beat it. I would say this year I've sort of slowly backed off of barbells and dumbbells. Just trying something different, honestly, just because like I've been incline barbelling and dumbbell pressing for a lot of years. And for me, after last season, my chest has to come up a little bit more. It might be a genetic thing, but I also was like, let's try some stuff different, you know, this year. So sort of been sticking to a little bit more machines now. So sometimes it's hard because like mentally, like this is the type of bodybuilder I am. And I know a lot of you guys can relate, but it's like, am I avoiding the hard stuff? You know what I mean? So sometimes it can be hard in my mind to be like, okay, I'm doing like all machines, like am I a puss? You know what I mean? So. Now that I'm almost 290, no excuses. It's all lightweight, baby. The only time it feels awesome being 290 when you're pushing weight. Otherwise it sucks. It's overrated. Yep. That one got a little heavy. Just a lift off should be good. Yeah, you're good. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Let's go, Nate. Come on. Let's go. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Thought I had more than that. Whew. Thanks, buddy. Still live in New Hampshire. We didn't really have these kinds of gyms, you know? It was like, the first, like, I would say 8-7 years of my training was at like health clubs, similar to like LA Fitness too, like that kind of stuff. Honestly, the LA Fitness is down here better because there's like more bros and like more gym rat type people, whereas up there is like more like old people some younger people, but like not ones that are like, oh, I want to get jacked and huge, you know? So that just goes to show you, you don't need the best equipment in the best gym. Because I will say, like the first 3-4 years I was at Anytime Fitness, and we didn't have a hack squat, we just had a leg press. So you'd have to squat, you know, like we had like one hamstring machine. Like we had to get creative, you know what I mean? So just goes to show you, you can build a physique in a basic gym. I'm good. Actually, yeah, let's do one. Just be better quality. 3, 2, 1, yep, okay, I got it, yep, 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 yep. Cardiovascular is great right now. So on the incline hammer strength, I haven't really gone for that for a while. Like now that, like I said, my strength I feel like is peaking now. I'm testing out some new numbers again. Yeah, I've done that in the past, but now like everything's peaking, you know what I mean? So it was like 4 or 5 reps. I'd like to get 10 on that and keep climbing. But like I fell short a couple times, so I just like made use to like get some extra reps in, you know what I mean? So that's sort of what I tend to do. So I did a back off set for 5 plates, only got like 4 or 5. So I just stripped a plate off, did another 4 or 5, you know what I mean? To keep the volume where it was, so. How you doing, Nate? Nice to meet you. Okay. Oh, nice, awesome.
Yeah, I said
that's
come
cool.
to the best.
So this year, I've really been liking the decline hammer. I never really used it that much in the past, but gave it a chance this year, and honestly, I've been really having a really good connection with it. I think the thing is, like, you just gotta go as deep as you can to get that stretch, and you get a really nasty pump. Like, because someone was on my YouTube asking, you know, they never really feel the hammer decline. I think one is seat position. You have to have it right for yourself. So like, a lot of times for me, on a machine, it'll say like 3 or 4, and that's usually my number. We all sort of have a height, and our number is usually around that similar, but sometimes you'll have a machine where it's very off, right? So I would say on the decline hammer, it's usually pretty off. You're gonna want it much lower than your normal setting, and that'll make a big difference. So play with the seat setting, and then I would say start light, and just go really deep, like get that elbow back and up. So you get a deeper range of motion and a better stretch. And then as you come forward, really squeeze those pecs and drive those biceps into the chest like I was talking about. The seat dismount I still don't have down, so now we'll do a back off set. I probably could have got 4 plates a lot better, cleaner than I just did. But my elbow is like still hindering. That's the thing too, you do this long enough, you're always gonna have some kind of minor ache, pain lingering somewhere, lower back, knees. So I backed it up so I get a little bit cleaner set and slow it down a little bit and control the weight a little better. So taking one out of my own book. this one, you'll notice what I was talking about earlier as far as like not retracting your shoulders and arching your back. Here you get a better display of it. So you see my chin is more tucked, and I'm more like this, opposed to like the traditional that everyone says like this. So yeah, my shoulders might be a little bit more vulnerable, but I've been doing it long enough at this point that I sort of know what I'm doing. And there's gotta be risk with exercises, you know, like I don't like, sometimes it gets annoying when like people are like, never flat bench, or because you're gonna tear a pec. It's like, okay, you really know that many people that have torn a pec? Like really, I mean, yeah, there's a handful, but like, it's not like there's a guy tearing a pec like every freaking, like, you know what I mean? From a flat bench, that is. Charles Griffin tore his pec doing incline dumbbell press, just saying, like, and then people would tear their pec doing other stuff, you know what I mean? So I think sometimes people are like, way too like, you must, or like, you know, like there's only one option. It's like, actually Hollingshead made a really great post on the story the other day. It's like, you don't need to tell other people how to train, really. Like, yeah, you guys are coming here for info. I'm not telling you how to train. If you are making progress, who cares? At the end of the day, bodybuilding is all about progress or nothing. If you're not making progress, then you need to change what you're doing. If you're making great progress, then keep doing what you're doing. But there's also another thing to be said. Sometimes you could be making better progress than the progress you're making at that moment. You know what I'm saying? So it really becomes like, bodybuilding is a big thinking man's sport. So you always have to be like, sometimes you can think too much, and sometimes you need to think a little bit more. So you need that happy medium as far as the thought process goes. All my training is really, I mean, obviously I have stuff from other videos, this and that, but I've always sort of led my own way in my training. I've never had someone tell me how to train, just because I've always feel like I've been a little intuitive with it. So I'm lucky in that regard. Like, not everyone can do that, but pretty much what I was saying was like, try different things. Like, just because someone says don't do it this way, doesn't mean you should not ever do that, you know? So. So I'm a big believer in like, so as you saw with the hammer strength, I did more of like progressive overload. Now, because I'm like my third or fourth movement in on this flat press, I'm not gonna go crazy heavy. I'm really just trying to get like maximum pump, maximum contraction. So like, that's the thing with my training. It's always like, it's never like one way. So like, for instance, I may start with an intensifier. I may then do the next exercise will be progressive overload. The next exercise, I'll slow it down, focus on the squeeze. Like, so it's a mixture of like everything. I can't progressive overload everything because like, I won't be able to walk and I'll have to like take, you know, a lot of days off. So it's really finding like what works for your body, you know, because there's some guys that can like, they have joints of steel, they can clang and bang, yeah, Dusty Hanshaw, you know, those kind of guys. And then you got guys that are like, really can't do any of that. That's like the Dexter Jackson, you know, he trained hard, but it was like more like, he always did machines, always very safe, always wore like volume. Whereas I say I'm like in the middle, like some volume, some progressive overload. So I think that just works best for me. So like I said previously, it's like finding, like we're gonna give you like, be in like other channels, like we'll give you like our food for thought, whatever, but now it's up to you to like find out what works for you, you know what I mean, with all that information, so. first movement we did for our shoulders, I usually always start with like a lateral raise. So we just started with dumbbell lateral raises. I usually do like 3. I usually just go right into the working sets because like you're not using a whole lot of weight. You already trained chest. So I just did 3 sets of like about 20. So usually I was getting like 18 to 20 reps. Just get the shoulders really pumped up. And then you're ready for the next movement, which was a compound movement.
That's why I'm here.
So this is like my little intermix. So from HD Muscle, I got 5 grams of creatine monohydrate. I got 25 grams of Carb HD, which is like their carb powder. And then I got 15 grams of essential amino acids, all from HD. Honestly, I think just that's the best quality, best digesting stuff. Tried and true, they're bodybuilders through and through, so something that I trust. If you guys want to check it out, code's NASTYNATE at hdmuscle.com. Check it out, let me know what you think. Let's do some picks. All right, so today we did chest and delts. I did just record one, but this is a little bit different because I got my boy Sasha here. Shout out to Sasha. If you guys comment in the YouTube comments, I'll try to get back to you and like add some stuff if you guys want more personal one-on-one questions, or you can always DM me on Instagram at NASTYBEER. But I will say this, a lot of you guys have been showing me a lot of love, reposting on your Instagram stories on the about the YouTube and like commenting, subscribing. We're at 700 subscribers right now. Love to get to 1,000. So you guys motivate me to keep pushing it. We'll do a giveaway 1,000 for sure. I'm more motivated right now to keep going. We're in a good rhythm. If you guys keep commenting, watching, liking, passing it around to friends and stuff like that, like it makes me motivated to do it more. So hopefully you guys like it enough to give me that love back, and we'll keep showing you love back. But make sure you guys check out hdmuscle.com. They've been really helpful for me for 2 years now. Ring the bell, as they say, and you know, keep getting nasty. Boom.